Greetings, Carol Fitzgerald here once again with veganrecipesforhealth.com with another pumpkin recipe for you. It's still fall and will be until after Thanksgiving. And the day of Thanksgiving, I'm putting my Christmas music on, the day after Thanksgiving. My daughter-in-law, my birthday was in October, and my daughter-in-law, we had a little party here for the family, and Sabrina brought to me as a gift a pumpkin bread. It was so delicious. And I already made the pumpkin bread for you as one of the pumpkin recipes. So I'm going to do the muffins today with her same recipe she made the bread with. And it was made with whole wheat berries ground into flour. So the freshly ground flour, and I'll put a link up for you for that. It was dense. It was just how I like it. It was so delicious. It was heavy. I like a heavy cake. I like a dense cake. So I hope you enjoy this as much as I did. It was the best birthday gift she could have given me. So anyway, let's take a look at the ingredients. It is calling for 2 cups of whole wheat flour, which I ground this morning in my blender, my Vitamix. You need a heavy blender to do this. And the Vitamix comes with a wet container and a dry container. So when you're grinding wheat berries, you need the dry container. And if you look on my website, you can get the Vitamix for free shipping if you want to, if you're interested in doing this sort of thing. So it comes for the 2 cups of whole wheat flour, half a cup of sugar, and I use the evaporated sugar cane juice, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, have a half teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt here, and that's it for the dry ingredients. And then it also calls for pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie mix. How much was that? 3/4 of a cup of pumpkin puree. It actually called for almonds, but I put walnuts in here because I realized I didn't have the almonds. So half a cup of chopped almonds, and a half a cup of raisins. You could also use cranberries. It also calls for 1 cup of vegan milk. You can use rice, soy, and this is almond milk I'm putting in here. And then 1/4 cup of maple syrup and 1 tablespoon of oil. And that's it. So I'm going to mix these ingredients together and then add them to the dry ingredients. Take a look. Get this well mixed. And as I said, I'm going to do the muffins today just because I made the bread for you already. Plus, I've also taken pumpkin bread to I do 2 things at once here, pumpkin bread to my volunteer group, and I'm going to take the muffins this time when I go tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but Tuesday, because tomorrow's a holiday. So I had a comment on how to make your own flour, and it was that they ground it and sifted it and sifted it and sifted it until it was very fine, and it took them about an hour to do that. I kind of go through by hand to see if there are any of the berries that haven't gotten ground up. If you sift it like that, it defeats the purpose, I think, of having it whole ground and dense like it used to be, so it's not so refined. So I do not do all of that. I do not sift it. I just grind it until it's all the berries are ground really well. But don't sift it. Just make sure there aren't any whole wheat berries in there or you're going to get a crunch. Could break a tooth, so be careful of that. But I just go through it by hand. And we mix this together. And with muffins, you just mix until it's well incorporated. You don't stir too much because it changes the consistency of the muffins. So only until everything is incorporated, and that's it. So this is pretty well done. And now into the muffin tins they go. Just make sure I'm looking around here to make sure I have everything in. I don't want to forget any ingredients. And then just spoon them in half to 3/4 full. Almost full, because otherwise they're probably, most of my muffins turn out flat. I don't know why. I don't get a real rounded top, but it doesn't matter. They taste good. fill these more full than half to 3/4 of a way, so I only got a little over a dozen. I got 1 dozen and 4 here, 16. So if you want to stretch these a little bit, you probably shouldn't fill it as full as I filled it, but or double the recipe and then you'd have a good 2 dozen. So let's put these in the oven. Taking a look in here, they're nicely plumping. Okay, they've been cooling here for a few minutes, about 10 minutes or so, and as you can see, I sprayed these tins and didn't put any muffin liners in them just because they always stick to the muffin liners for some reason. So I sprayed the tins and then sort of tilted these so that the steam would escape and they can cool, or you can put them on a rack to cool as well. Over here I used silicone liners, and these don't stick at all. They're absolutely wonderful. So they come right out. I can do it with one hand. So that takes care of that, and now it's time for a taste. Here we go. Very nice. I haven't had my breakfast yet, so this is going to be a nice breakfast treat for me. Thanks for watching. Come back again soon. Don't forget to visit my website, vegan-recipes-for-health.com. And like, subscribe, and comment. Take care.